Thank you so much, Undersecretary Westphal, for that wonderful introduction. Is my colleague, Senator Ayat here? Ayat, is she here? Where is she? I'm so happy you came. Thank you so much. And I just want to announce to you, as well as everyone, we have a vote that starts in 2 minutes. So we have 15 minutes to get there, so I'll talk fast. But I am absolutely thrilled to be here, and I'm thrilled to have been invited. Today, as we celebrate Women's History Month, we pause to honor the generations of women who have served and who continue to serve in defense of our great country. I am particularly honored to have in attendance today some women service members who are currently recovering from injuries at Walter Reed Army Medical Center. Would they stand or raise their hands so we can applaud them and give them the warm applause that they deserve to have? I want to say to you, thank you for your sacrifices that you have made, and we wish you the best in your recovery, and we know we're going to get you the best of care that you deserve. I would also like to take a moment to recognize another special group of women who are joining us today, Iraqi military members who are visiting the United States. If you could stand, that would be wonderful. If the Iraqi military members would stand. We are very happy you are here, and you have the best teaching you could have, and you're going to need that, and as we do, to defend our respective countries. Here in the United States, as was said, I sit on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and my key responsibility is to chair the first ever Global Women's Issues Subcommittee. We focus on ending violence against women and working to elevate their status in countries around the world. And the message I try to reinforce often is that countries that allow women to play a full and equal role in all aspects of public life are more stable, they're more secure, and they do much better economically. And it's the wisdom of the United States of America that we see that. And I've been around long enough to see women's equality at work. And I think we could say today, looking around here, we see the fruits of those labors. Women need to fully participate in the security sector of our nation, and women all over the globe need to participate in the security of their nations. You women are sending a strong message about the United States and what it stands for, all of you women in uniform. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being such an inspiration to us all. And many of you are wives and mothers, your daughters, sisters. You're juggling the demands of families and careers, and you know firsthand what a challenging balancing act this can be. I've had a little bit of that balancing act, and I didn't have to do it in uniform. It wasn't as tough as yours, but it's a balancing act. This challenge is something that our distinguished guest of honor, Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, Michèle Flournoy, knows firsthand. Where are you, Michèle? Raise your hand. All right. Well, hold your applause, because she's going to come up here. Undersecretary Flournoy is the highest-ranking woman ever to serve in the Department of Defense. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're with a woman who's made history. It's quite an achievement. And by the way, she also did this while being a devoted wife and mother of 3. And I'd like to take a brief moment to recognize Scott Gould. Will you raise your hand, Scott? Scott needs a round of applause, too. He is the Deputy Secretary of Veterans Affairs and Ms. Flournoy's husband. And would you stand up and get your applause? You deserve it, too. We're all part of a team here. Now, I'm happy to tell you that the Senate has passed a very important resolution, and I'm going to present it. And is Congresswoman McMorris here with us? Is she here? Could you come on up? Because she and I have signed this, Congresswoman McMorris Rodgers. She and I are going to present Undersecretary Flournoy with a copy of this concurrent resolution. Oh, we're perfect. I'm on a box, and she's standing there. We're the same height. This is perfect. Come up here. Come, hold it, please. Okay. And will you come on up here, and let's hear a hand for Undersecretary Flournoy. Yes. And the Congresswoman and I are the co-chairs of a bipartisan caucus, and that's good right there, to have a bipartisan caucus today. It's tough to find, but we have one for military families, and we are so proud. We put the other differences aside when we work together to make life better for our military families. So we signed on there, as well as our co-chairs, the two guys who aren't here right now, but we're here. So would you like to come up and read that, Congresswoman? Come up here to the mic and read that.
Okay. Senate Concurrent Resolution 8. Whereas women have served with distinction in the United States Armed Forces since the American Revolution and have made significant and lasting contributions to the security of the United States. Whereas in 2011, women comprised nearly 16% of the United States Armed Forces and serve in positions of responsibility in the active and reserve components of the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard, as compared with less than 5% in 1976, when women were first integrated into the service academies. Whereas women serve at the highest levels in the Department of Defense and other governmental organizations contributing to the defense of the United States, and whereas the accomplishments of generations of women have contributed to the history of the United States Armed Forces and to the strength of the United States, now therefore be it resolved by the Senate, the House of Representatives concurring, that Congress recognizes the importance of women to national defense throughout the history of the United States and encourages the people of the United States to honor women who have served and who continue to serve in the United States Armed Forces, passed the Senate February 28th, 2011.
Isn't that nice? That's nice. And And the Congresswoman is going to make sure it passes the House. That's right. On suspension, and we're going to get it done. So I would like to close. I am going to ask the Undersecretary to say a few words if you're willing. Okay. And as I run off to vote, I'm going to listen to you first, and then I'll run to vote with our senator's already left to do that. Yeah. Tell him to hold it for me. Hold it for me. I just want to again say thank you to everyone here for your service, men and women, both. But I have to say, especially to the women, people don't understand that generations of women have really served. And it's only lately that we're bringing notice to it. And you inspire us all here, but you also inspire women in all the other countries of the world who look to America and they see true equality. And we're so proud of you, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that we fulfill our commitments to you. Thank you very much.